Now I'm done with my placket, so I'm going to bring in my back dress and I'm going to merge a right side to right side. So this is the right side, so I'm going to sew the shoulder seams now at 0.5. So I'll quickly sew off at 0.5 the both shoulder seam lines, okay, and open up my seams. I'll go to my ironing table and open up my seams. All right, so I'm done sewing the shoulder seam lines and I've ironed it, giving it a good press. So I'm going to sew the sides right now. So these are I've merged the back and front sides together and I'm sewing them according to the seam allowance I added, okay. So I've secured with my pin and I'm going to sew at 1 inch. So I just sew at 1 inch on both sides, give them a good press, then we'll proceed to the sewing of the sleeves. All right, people, so now I'm done sewing the sides, okay. I've sewn the sides and the both sides and I've ironed and given it a good press. So the next thing we want to do is to start up piping what we have on the neckline. So first you need to take the measurement of your round neckline, everything together with the placket. Once that is done, the next thing you are going to do is to cut a piece of fabric of width 2.5. You can see this is 2.5. Then you are going over to iron to touch, okay, the 2.5 fold into both to touch at the midpoint. Once that is done, you fold in another 0.5 and then you kiss them together. So that is how we are going to pipe this. So this is actually beginners friendly. It's very simple way to pipe your dress. So I'll come in with this and push it in. You can see how I'm pushing it in. I'm making sure everything gets to the end of it and aligns on this. So now I'm going to drop my press. So if you are doing this, I'm doing this on the right side, okay. So make sure you do that and sew on the right side. So now I'll drop my presser foot and I'm going to sew this very neatly, okay. I'm sewing this very neatly. So as you are sewing now, you'll be pushing in, okay, you'll be pushing it in to touch the edge, okay, because what we have there is the seam allowance we added, the 0.5 inch seam allowance we added. That is what we have there. So I'm just taking my time, I'm not rushing. I'm doing a top stitch. I'm sewing, I'll be putting in the seam allowance, okay. So making sure everything aligns together. So you have to push it in to get to the edge and you top stitch right on top of it. Can you see? So you top stitch right on top of it. So the most important thing is to make sure that your top stitches are neat, okay. This is your front dress, so whatever top stitch you have right there needs to be neat for a perfect finishing. So I'll keep pushing it in like this. That is how I'll sew till I get to the end of this dress. Okay, so if you have any boning stones, just take them away. So I'll keep top stitching and you notice that this method is very easy. Like I earlier said, it's beginners friendly. So if you follow this instruction, you find the piping of your neckline very easy. So make sure the stitches are neat. As you can see me do right here. So I'll do that to the end. So when I get to the end, I'll show you how to finish it up. Seam allowance. So here I've gotten to the end, and I'm going to take 0.5 to cut. I'm going to cut, or you can do 0.75, so you don't run into shortage. So I cut it off, as you can see, at 0.75, and I'm going to fold it in once again, just like I did when I started. So I'm making sure I have the 0.5, so you have to gauge that part. So I'm gauging it, as you can see. Can you see? So I turn it, I place it on top of it neatly. Make sure it's neat at this point. That is what makes your stitches professional. So I'm still making sure I have it neatly placed, and I have it at 0.5. So I'm still checking it. I need to have this done perfectly. I'm going to sew down right now. I'll back stitch. So we are done with the piping right now. So if you look at what we have, you can see how neat it is inside and outside. Can you see that? So that is how to go about your perfect piping, which is beginners friendly. All right, so we'll move into the sleeve now.